All right, we're back after a short break. We are up to item 11.6 on the agenda, proposed removal of a policy.
That's right. So the last suggestion from the policy committee, the removal of policy 5226, achievement awards. This is a little unique in the sense that this policy actually came before the Board of Ed Policy Committee in 2007, but somehow never made it to a BOE vote. Dr. Keene brought this to our attention again at our February meeting. The minutes at that time, right, committee reviewed and recommended removal as a policy is not necessary for this subject matter. So it's now being brought to us several years later to officially remove it.
They're mired in legislative
Little hiccup.
But the policy committee, as I understand it, every intention to bring things to your attention on a more timely basis than that.
Right. I'm sure I can blame the chair somehow of the board, but maybe not. I don't know. Okay, so that's something we will take up all of those at the
Right, a little bit to read
next
before
regular
the next meeting. Right.
Okay. Yeah, please do read those proposed.
Yeah, some of them
policies.
are a little bit lengthy and not too difficult to swallow, but
And I will send out the information that Dr. Balistrate, she just wanted some other examples. She said, get at what we can collect. So we went online,
On
we
class
called
size,
CABE to see some other class sizes, just to see if we were kind of reasonable. And so I put together a spreadsheet, and I'll forward that to all of you tomorrow, so you'll have a sense of that as well.
Right. Okay, item 12, unfinished business. I thought we did away with this topic, didn't we?
New business.
Okay. Well, I
get rid of that next?
Well, if somebody has some unfinished business, tell me ahead of time so that we can add it to the agenda, okay? Does anybody have any unfinished business?
I told you.
Not now.
Hearing none. Committee reports, 13.1, Policy Committee. Anything other? They've obviously been busy. 13.2, Facilities Committee. Anybody? What's been going on with the Facilities Committee?
We met the last time before the last meeting, and it was basically wrapping up the projects and bonds, things that were in place, as well as formalizing the bond package that we presented at that point in time. So,
I believe there is a meeting later this week, a joint meeting with the Standing Building Committee to review the bids on the needs assessment.
Thursday morning.
Oh, no kidding. All right. We've been talking about that for a long time.
Yeah, we're meeting Thursday morning at 7:30 a.m. You get extra credit for that?
Thursday?
It's been expanded to include town buildings, and so yes, it's taken some time, but we'll be reviewing responses Thursday.
All right. All right, Finance Committee, anything other than what we
In
talked?
addition to what we did, we met before this meeting with Chef Tim from the food service, which was very, very interesting. And in addition to going over the financials data, we talked a lot about rollouts of his goals for the next year or two, one of which is breakfast. And that has already started in the elementary schools. He hopes to move it towards the middle schools in the next year. Participation has been low, but we talked about ways to increase participation, and he handed out some fascinating data that I think it's worth spending a minute to talk about. Kids who eat school breakfast have 20% more likely to graduate from high school and have, on average, earned $10,000 a year more annually than kids who don't eat school breakfast, and are less likely to experience hunger as adults. But very few kids are participating in this, so we need to jack that up and discuss ways.
How does it work mechanically? That, in other words, the bus drops you off at, so what are the elementary start times?
You pick it up, and you pick up your breakfast, which is cold. It's not a hot breakfast.
Okay.
And you bring it to your desk, and you have breakfast.
Okay. All right. And is it working? Do you get a sense about how it's working? And Mrs. McCarthy?
Participation is very low at this point. Connecticut is, I believe, the 50th state nationwide in school lunch program participation. There are federal reimbursement dollars that are to be had for school districts that participate in this program. Chef Tim did introduce it early on in the school year. We got some limited press coverage, but participation rates at the elementaries where we've launched it are very low right now. So we have talked about trying to encourage more participation. I think that the elementary principals are generally positive about it. I think that it's not a disruption. It's sort of a grab and go process. You take it to the classroom with you. But it's an area where there's federal dollars to be had and no reason not to do it. Even in Guilford, there are students that don't have access to a breakfast either because of financial need or just because of a busy morning. And we know that students learn better if they've eaten in the morning before they go into their first instructional period. So if it's just a convenience for some of our families to know that students have this opportunity at school, it would be the right thing to do.
Are we putting the word out to parents?
We need to do better. I know that Tim and I are going to be speaking at the Guilford Public Library, and this is one of the topics that we're going to hit. We have invited GCTV to record that event so that it can be shared on television. I know that Chef Tim is a believer in word of mouth. He thinks that the best way to get the word out there is for the students who are participating to talk to more students. It's been going home in the backpacks at the elementary level, but we're talking about how to get the word out better. We could certainly take this opportunity to encourage the community members watching this broadcast to have your students take advantage of breakfast at the 4 elementary schools.
Okay.
And next year, hopefully at the middle schools.
Yes.
He also outlined some other goals, one of which was to increase the use of locally grown foods into the schools, which is something that the Health Advisory Committee the last couple of years has really been anxious to do. And applying for grants for 4 salad bars in the elementary school under a program called, quote, Let's Move Salad Bars to Schools, close quote. And they're looking for funding for that. So all of this is good, both from the point of view of health and nutrition, and also financially.
All right, great. Thank you. Anything else from finance? All right. Then what do we have to, the high school building committee liaison? It's Mr. Ireland, but who's not here, but we've talked about it, obviously.
They will be meeting tomorrow evening.
Is there anything else you need to add, or, all right?
No,
town committee liaison reports. Anything? Anybody? No? All right. Public questions, item 14? Negative? That's it then, I suppose. Then we do have a workshop meeting coming up on March 25th. That's when we're going to meet with the teachers, is that correct? You know, I think one thing we might want to ask the teachers about is the high achieving or high potential learners.
I think that would be a rich topic.
Yeah. Okay, good.
And I would encourage board members to ask questions about evaluation as well. You know, quite honestly, we have had only limited opportunity to give them the sort of update that you got tonight, but to talk to them about the level of concern, the level of anxiety that it's provoking would certainly be a topic that the board may want to discuss as well.
Good.
Terrific. Okay. Anything else? Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Thank you.
Thank you.